So during World War I, this is part 2, because I stopped the film accidentally. At the end of 1919, we sent an expeditionary force called the Polar Bears, the 39th Infantry Regiment, to Archangel. They were armed with American-made Mosin Nagants. There's a big R right there on that. There you go. That's a K right there. On that barrel. So anyway, we sent a whole bunch of troops to Vladivostok on the Pacific coast, and they were armed with 7.62 by 54 American-made Nagants, Mosin Nagants, and so was the troops that we sent to Archangel, and they were there to protect Allied supplies from the communist forces. So, and we did that. We did lose some troops. We got some battles. Our troops there were under British chain of command, not under American chain of command. And yes, Woodrow Wilson authorized this. So you may not know this, but we did interfere in the Russian Civil War. Come World War II, they didn't forget that. And basically, they still have not forgotten that some 100 years later. And so just remember that when we're dealing with the Russians, we did interfere in their stuff. And a lot of people didn't know the Russians did help us in our Revolutionary War. They were able to help keep some of the British fleet and troops in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. Even in 1812, during that war, you know, the British were fighting Napoleon and the Russians as well. So there's a lot of things that the Russians did to help us, and then when the Soviets came to power, we didn't help them. So that's a lot of that. They don't forget history, for sure. This is also marked in harnesses on the other side there. I'll turn around here and see the Russian harnesses. So an harness in the Russians' measuring system at the time, a harness was basically a pace, and that's the way they did things. And this is also known as the 3-line rifle in Russia. But in U.S. service, we trained with these, and we did use them at the end of World War I. So the M14 and the 30-40 Craig are not the shortest military rifles used. They're standard ones, but not the shortest. These were only used like 2 years. So, but they weren't widespread adoption. So if you got one, let us know if you got one. If you got a Bubba rifle that you're bringing back, like we do here, I try to get them and restore them, and get them back to military configuration so I can shoot them and use them in reenactments and all that. So like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you guys next time.